28% of all Americans now believe it's possible to communicate with the dead. Pollsters from Gallup, CNN, and USA Today say that number is up 10% in just the past 5 years. And as Channel 2's Michelle Marsh reveals tonight in her special report, Voices from Beyond, one of the most respected minds of all time has dabbled in the spirit world.
Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
Those were the words that shocked the world in 1877 when Thomas Edison unveiled the phonograph. Back then, critics laughed it off, but Edison prevailed. Now, here's one thing you probably never knew about this brilliant American inventor. Toward the end of his life, Edison was said to be designing a device that could enable us to communicate with the dead. When the New York Times questioned him about the validity of his work, Edison replied, "If I didn't believe, I wouldn't try." Edison died before ever completing that task. But the quest to bridge science and spirit is alive and well today on the other side of the Atlantic. Here in Germany, an estimated 1,500 researchers are hard at work trying to contact and record the faces and voices of the dead. And for some, the proof lies in high technology. This might look like a strange image to you, but for a top German audiovisual expert, it's the culmination of years of experimentation into the realm of the hereafter. Hans Otto Koenig says this is a first, a spirit moving and talking almost simultaneously, describing life after death and the missed opportunities of his life on Earth. This cryptic message came through in German on a basic television set. It's part of a growing body of spiritual work involving physicists, electrical engineers, psychologists, and physicians. It's called ITC, Instrumental Transcommunication.
Instrumental transcommunication is the use of electronic devices to get long messages and clear images from so-called spirits of the dead.
This is the beginning of a new story.
And this robotic-sounding voice is said to be that of psychologist and ITC pioneer Konstantin Raudive. He died in 1974, but researchers claim this message was recorded just last year during a telephone call to American George Meek, who's been called the father of instrumental transcommunication.
This is Konstantin Raudive. This is the first contact you get from us. I suppose that you can hear me. I can hear you very well.
Right now, you might be wondering, where's the proof? Couldn't anyone make a call and fake a voice like this?
As far as I know, there is no validity at all to these things. I see no basis for this. Nobody's ever been able to establish this.
There have been thousands of contacts in 11 countries around the world, including the U.S. They all come through electronic devices, and not all contacts involve ITC researchers. When this image appeared on the television set of an Alabama family, it made headlines last year. Nobody ever figured out where the mystery man came from, but it begs the question, is this a contact from the other side? According to a team of ITC experimenters in Luxembourg, these images just appeared on their home computers, and later words on those same computers explained the pictures. And if you choose to believe it, here's the message from the spirit world: that the other side resembles life here on Earth, with mountains, rivers, trees, and homes. But there's one big difference. Nothing is matter as we know it. Dr. Ernst Senkowski, a German physicist, has devoted decades of his life to the study of ITC.
And what type of messages are you getting?
Well, they are telling us that the life is going on after our so-called death. Apparently, it is not a world like ours here with space and time as we know it, but it seems to be something like a dreamlike world in which your ideas are reality for you.
Tomorrow night on Channel 2 News at 11, we'll take you to the small